Good morning and aloha. Thank you very much for staying home today. And I appreciate your continued effort to slow down the coronavirus. And thank you. And then let's keep, getting away the coronavirus by following the rules. So today is a happy Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all. And I wish you all to have a very safe and happy Mother's Day. And before starting the service, I'd like to recite recitation of Nenbutsu 10 times. Yes. 如来大慈悲愛民5年同生10年ナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダナムアミダブツナムアミダブOnce again, good morning, and thank you very much for joining in the service, Jodo service. Every morning, every Sunday is actually very busy for me because I have so many things to do. And one of the jobs routine is to clean up the yard and the gate. And today, I noticed by the gate, so many seed pods of the monkey pod are falling down. So this is a monkey pod seed pod. And the monkey pod tree is so huge. And in addition, twice a year, it flowers. So in May is now flower season, and in October too. And then after flower, it produces so many seed pods. And in just one seed pod has so many seeds. And today I opened up monkey pod seed. Actually, this is very tiny, and there are so many inside in one seed pod. And monkey pod is very popular in Hawaii, and it's called rain tree. Samanea saman is a scientific name. In old days, it was called Pitecos erobium. Pitecos erobium is an old name, and Pitecos is actually, Pithecanthropus erectus is like our ancestors, our Homo erectus. It's like a Java man. It's kind of roots, and so Pitecos is actually means ape or monkey. And erobion is actually Greek word, and it means earring. So in old scientific name, Pitecos erobion means like monkey's earring. And it made the word monkey pot. So Hawaii, people say monkey pot. However, in Asian, like Asian country in Japan, many people believe because I'm not sure, but they say monkey like eating monkey pot seeds. So that's why it was named. However, I don't think so because there is no such a thing, monkey like eating monkey seed pot. So probably the old scientific name Pitecos erobium actually is a etymology of the monkey pot. However, this is very interesting because Japanese name is called Nemunoki, or specifically American Nemunoki. So American Nemunoki, and Nemunoki in literally means sleeping tree. The reason why sleeping tree is because the leaf or leaves all close when it gets darker, and in morning it opens up. So daytime it opens and leaves close down, just like a butterfly fall down. So this leaf, this is like a sleeping. So that's why monkey pot or samanea sama is called nemunoki in Japanese. It means sleeping pot. So it's very interesting. Each culture, each language has its own name, how to call that thing. And depending on how do you see the reality, the name are all different. So big monkey pot tree is called nemunoki in Japanese. And also in old days, Pitecos erobium, and then in now Samanea saman, and also here in Hawaii, it's known as a monkey pot. And another name, a common name, is rain tree. Rain tree is also the leaves close when it's raining. So it is one of the reasons why the tree was named as rain tree, is because during rain time it grows down. And after having the rain, it comes drop, so dropping from the leaves look like, oh, the tree make raining, even when it's fine weather. So that is the interesting of the name. And interestingly, in 1847, the only two seeds were brought from Mexico, in Mexico City, by consulman of Hawaiian Kingdom in Mexico City. It is said that he brought 2 seeds of monkey pots for the first time in Hawaii. One seed was planted in Bishop Street in Honolulu. And interestingly, another one of 2 seeds were planted in here, Kauai, near Koloa. So Koloa town has so many of monkey pot trees. And because this is one of the descendants of the first monkey pot seeds brought to Hawaii. And monkey pot, we have a huge tree nearby the temple next door. Because it's so huge, the leaves and this kind of seed pot come down to the house, and it's kind of hard time to pick up the leaves. Even the leaves fall down, and not only the seed. And interesting, however, because there's so many, sometimes once in a while, if you look down near a monkey pot tree, you see lots of spouts, not naturally spouts from falling down. monkey pot seeds. And also, a good thing about monkey pot, over here in Hawaii, it blows trade wind, all the time. So over here, when the trade wind blows, all the leaves go to the other side, big seed. However, once in a while, there is a corner wind. From south, it blows. And when we have a corner wind, all the leaves of monkey pot tree come to the yard and having hard time to pick up. So, however, I've been here for 20 years. I now know how to handle the, leaves of the monkey pot. Monkey pots are amazing, so huge, so huge. And it flowers twice a year, and then it produces so many seeds twice a year too. However, even though a big, huge tree, it came from the seed. Just this side, make the tree so big. That's very interesting. This actually remind me that, it's a paradox of seed or flower. The flower actually produce seed, and then seed also produce a tree or a flower, right? And then flower produce seed. And which comes first? Is it flower first, or is it seed come first? Flower is a result, is an effect of the seed. And the seed is also effect or result from the flower. Which comes first? So this paradox is known as a chicken or egg, or hen or egg. Which comes first? Is this egg or first, or is this chicken or first? Hen comes first. So this is for a long time, it's a very big paradox. And there are some actually opinions that I don't understand. Even I did it, I don't understand what comes first, but some people believe it was fixed. But one of our Buddhist way, how do you see seed first, flower first, or egg first, or chicken first? One of the Buddhist way is that it's you cannot resolve this problem. So our Buddhist attitude is that such a difficult question, we try not to seek the answer, because if you seek the answer, you take eternity to solve the problem, and even if you take time, you don't get the real answer. So one of the examples is where heaven exists or not, where the world after this death, after the death, exists or not. Such a question, Buddhism never tried to seek the answer, because no matter how many hours or how many discussions you make, you cannot prove it. What happens after death? So how we can, offer the answer is we can believe in Amida Buddha's Pure Land. So the belief is the only answer we can provide. And so the dispute whether Pure Land exists or Christianity exists is actually an endless question. And we don't seek such an endless question. But if we believe in Amida Buddha, then we have an answer. So in like manner, seed first, flower first, we Buddhists regard this seed and flower as a set. This is a set. So it's not indispensable. It's not individual two things, but actually flower and seed are interconnected each other. So by having such a temporary answer, then we can go forward, to other things. If we stick to which answer is correct, seek the answer, you cannot get it. You just spend time and time. So instead of having an ultimate answer, we put aside the ultimate answer, and we should satisfy with a temporary answer. I think that is one of the very wise attitude. towards such a very difficult question. And another, infinity, difficult question is, this is one of the favorite priest, the sermon. So we priests always talk about numbers of ancestors. We have 2 parents, 4 grandparents, 16 great grandparents, and 32 great grandparents, right? So we have so many numbers of, if we calculate so many numbers of ancestors exist. So if we calculate, we keep like eternity numbers. We can keep going. This is kind of endless calculation, keep going. And instead of pursuing the exact number, we just have a temporary answer that we call Amida. Amida. So Amida means, it's a Sanskrit word. Means cannot or impossible. And Mida is, in English, we say measure. So Amida in English is cannot measure, cannot measure. That's the meaning of Amida. So as numbers of ancestors, so this is like actually computer memory. In the beginning part, we use floppy disk. Floppy disk was 1 megabyte, right? And then we have a SD card, like 2 megabyte, 4 megabyte, 8 megabyte, 16 megabyte. And then, I actually started using digital camera because our Bishop Narashiba in '98, he went back to Japan and he bought the first digital camera for the temple. And he brought back to the temple in '98. And he let me use the camera for the temple event. That was my first digital camera encounters. At the time, using the only 2 megabyte and 4 megabyte memory stick that using. And now, 256, 512 megabyte, and then 1024 megabyte is kind of much. So we count as 1 gigabyte, right? So now is a world of gigabyte, 4 gigabyte, 8 gigabyte, 16 gigabyte, and 32 gigabyte. So this is like numbers of ancestors is going up. And then terabyte coming up. Yeah, terabyte. A terabyte at that time is kind of universe, huge number. I never imagined terabyte, but now it's a world of terabyte. So the numbers going up every day. Anyway, that numbers is actually cannot measure. So that we call immeasurable, or cannot measure is expressed as Amida. So Amida Buddha is actually means immeasurable. And Amida actually 2 factors. And then it was actually used 2 different ways. One is Aba. Aba is a light. Aba is a light. So Amitabha. Amitabha is an infinite light. It actually literally means immeasurable life, an immeasurable light. That is Amitabha. Amitabha. And then another word is Amida use. Amida use. And the Amida actually Ayus is a one word. So Amida is immeasurable or cannot measure, and Ayus means life. So what is Amida? Is actually Amida means immeasurable light is Amitabha, and at the same time immeasurable life, that is Amida use. So this is because why light and life have 2 aspects, is because the light means that everywhere. Amida Buddha light shines everywhere, physically, everywhere. And then Amida Ayus, the life, which indicates its time-wise, all the time, from ancient time to future, far in the future. So time-wise, Amida Buddha shines upon all the blessing he keeps giving everywhere and time. So that's why Amida has 2 characteristics, Amida use and Amitabha. So anyway, that's something we cannot count or we cannot answer. Amida use Amida, we can satisfy. So this kind of satisfaction is, I think, very important. So which comes first? Is this seed first? Is this flower first? Instead of having the exact answer, we can call it Amida. That's immeasurable. You cannot count, you cannot measure. Then we can go forward. However, if we stick to the kind of question that very hard to answer, you cannot go forward. So life, we need to go forward, So we need to have a always temporary answer. To have a temporary answer is, I think, very important. Instead of having an ultimate answer, put aside, and then we can go forward. So by thinking the life, immeasurable life, we have so many ancestors. No need to count exact numbers, but we think by thinking we have infinity numbers of ancestors. We have so many appreciation to our ancestors. And this kind of appreciation, we can say exactly Namu Amida, thank you Amida Buddha, So Amida means immeasurable, you cannot count. That's, I think, a very important concept for Pure Land Buddhism. So today is a Mother's Day. If some people, very sad, cannot see mothers now, and also from the moment of birth, some people don't see mom. Like even our founder of Buddhism, Shakyamuni Buddha, lost his mother after 7 days when he was born. So sometimes we don't see. However, everybody, without exception, we came from mother. We came from mother. We are from mother, and everybody without exception. So today is a day that we should thank and very grateful to the mothers. And then when baby is born, mother has so much suffering of the painful of labor. So that without painful, we cannot hear. So that is very appreciated. So let's start Sunday service. Page 3, invocation. Page 3, invocation. Amida Buddha, the awakened one, the compassionate one, we ask for your guidance on this happy day. Lead us from the numbness of routine and from all bitterness of heart to a peaceful place of compassion and wisdom. Grant us the strength and abiding consciousness to work together harmoniously in our temple and for our community. Help us to always remember that life is one, and therefore that all living things coexist and are interconnected, and that your infinite light of compassion shines upon the hearts of everyone. Namu Amida. Page 5, Vandana Ti-Sarana. Thus bring me awake one. Buddha'n saranang gacchami. Dhammam saranang gacchami. Sangham saranang gacchami. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dhamma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Shuka Tsukikage. Tsukikage no itaranu sato wa nakebe domo nanamuru Those moons are bright. Why do world feast only? They earnest gain. Touch through our within. I embrace thy Page 8, Golden Chain. I am a link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that on what I do now depends my happiness or misery. May every link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love become bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namu Amida. Page 9, Eightfold Path. The Buddha teaches us that we may become pure and holy by following the rules he laid down for us. Let us repeat them and also remember at all times what they mean. First, right understanding. Let us learn and try to understand the truth. Second, right purpose. Let us try always to do what is right. Third, right speech. Let us be truthful and kind in all we say. Fourth, right conduct. Let us try to behave ourselves at all times. Fifth, right livelihood. Let us earn our living in a way which not harm anyone. Sixth, right endeavor. Let us constantly try to become better. Seventh, right thought. Let us cherish our thoughts because our words and our actions arise from our thoughts. Eighth, right meditation. Let us think often of Amida Buddha and repeat the sacred name Namu Amida Butsu. May the sacred presence of Amida, who said he would abide in his teaching, be our guide. May we follow his glorious example and tread with unfaltering step this noble path until we too shall attain enlightenment. Namu Amida Butsu. Kaikyo-ge, page 17. The unsurpassed, profound, and wondrous Dharma, even after 100,000 million eons, is difficult to encounter. We now here receive and uphold it. May we understand the true message of the Tathagata. Hannya Shingyo, page 80. 仏説また般若から見た信行漢字大菩薩明神般若見た頂点を雲海空の一切空役者霊視識不利空空有識識属で空格で識重創病識薬部尿電車霊視電子法空想空想有空空空上空上空電電光空無限界内視無意識界無無病薬無無病人内視無動薬無病視人無空心仏道無知薬無毒理無症状五大三大般若波羅蜜多故修経験無経験法無空空の理一切空想空境年三で小生般若波仏は抜けたら三百三宝大高知般若波羅蜜多聖大人衆聖大名衆全無常衆全無共同衆の超一切真実高校です般若波羅蜜多収束全衆圧ギャテギャテアラギャアラソギャテ高知ソワ般若心経Page 80, Heart Sutra, the Great Perfect Wisdom Heart Sutra. The noble Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, while practicing deeply the perfection of wisdom, realized that the five aggregates are empty, thus attaining release from all suffering. Shariputra, form is no different from emptiness, and emptiness is no different from form. Form is emptiness, and emptiness is form. feeling, perception, thought, and consciousness are also like this. Shariputra, all the Dharma's phenomena are marked by emptiness. They neither arise nor cease. They are neither defiled nor pure. They neither increase nor decrease. Thus, in emptiness, there is no form, no cessation, perception, action, and consciousness. No eyes, ears, no stand, body, and mind. No form, sound, scent, taste, touch, and cognition. There is no realm of sight, and so on up to the realm of consciousness. There is no ignorance nor the extinction of ignorance. Further, there is no old age and death, nor extinction of old age and death. There is no suffering, origination, cessation, and past. There is no wisdom and no attainment. Without anything to attain, a bodhisattva relies on the perfection of wisdom. Thus, the mind is without obstacles. Without any obstacle, therefore, it is without fear. Far beyond all distorted perceptions, one reaches nirvana. All the Buddhas of the past, present, and future depend on the perfection of wisdom and thus attain as the past perfect awakening. Thus know the perfection of wisdom as the great transcendent mantra, the resplendent mantra, the unsurpassed mantra, the incomparable mantra, capable of removing all suffering is true, not false. Thus, we proclaim the perfection of wisdom mantra, proclaim this mantra which says, gone, gone, gone beyond, completely gone to the other shore of true awakening. This is the heart of perfect wisdom sutras. Page 76, Hotsuganmon. すくり敬って拝読したてまつる禅道大師の本作発願門。願わくは弟子と明獣の時に臨んで心天道せず心釈断せず心失念せず新人にもろもろの苦痛なく新人気楽にして禅情見るがごとく生受健全したまい仏の本願に乗じて阿弥陀仏国に常言を上せしめたまえかの国に至り終わって六人数を得て実法会に帰って苦の主情を苦笑せん国空崩壊尽きんや我が願もまた格のごとくならん没願しようあんぬ指針に阿弥陀仏に奇妙してまつる Page 75 Verse for awakening aspiration. Aspire, my disciples, at the moment of death, for your minds not to be disturbed, distressed, and lose sight of your aspiration for birth in the Pure Land, so that your bodies and minds will be without any suffering and pain, and will be filled with joy, as if entering a meditative state. With a sacred assembly before you, you will be received into the highest grade of birth in Amida Buddha's Pure Land through the original vow. After reaching the other shore, you will attain the 6 spiritual powers to help and guide all those in suffering. The sky of the Dharma realm is exhaustive. Our aspiration should also be like this, awakening to this aspiration and wholeheartedly take refuge in Amida Buddha. Shoyakumon. Page 24. 法明返上実法世界念仏主上摂取The infinite light of Amida Buddha illuminates the 10 directions of the world. and all who call upon his name shall be received and never abandoned. Page 62. Dedication of merit. I revere the King of the great compassionate vows, Amida Buddha, the dispatcher and founder of the teaching Shakyamuni Buddha, all the Buddhas, as many other sons of the Ganges in the six directions, Kandon, Seishi, all the great bodhisattvas, the world assemblies of ultimately the beings of the pure and great ocean, and the three treasures and the great compassion. May there be harmony below the heaven with the sun and the moon shining brightly. May the wind and rain be timely and disaster and calamity not arise. May nations be bountiful, people's sake, and armies and weapons not to be used. Let us revere virtue and humanity and cultivate respect and humility. Our High Patriarch Komyo, the Great Master Shandao, our founder, the Great Master Enko, Tozen Ejo, Kokaku Jikyo, Meisho Wajun Honi Daishi Honen Shonin. The Second Patriarch, National Teacher, Daisho Shoju Shoko Shonin. The Third Patriarch, the Recording and Meditation Master, Kishu Ryochu Shonin. The light of transmitting the pure land of the three countries, and all the great patriarchs are realizing the compassionate blessings. The founding masters of our temple, the restorer, and all the priests who serve this temple with a Fugen practice will achieve perfect enlightenment. My prayers to my teachers and minister to my father and mother, to all the temple members, donors, and all living beings with whom I have karmic connections. May all those who are living experience joy, prosperity, and longevity without limit. May those who have died escape from suffering and transcend to be born into the pure. We pray for the peace and stability of our temple and for complete affinity with the past. May we be completely free of hindrances and cultivate our practice of the Buddhist path. Since the founding of this temple, to all the members, the daily and monthly memorial tablets, the recently deceased, those in the intermediate stage of existence, and to all spirits, may we cultivate virtues so that they may be enlightened. We vow here on with the virtues accumulated from this place of practice to transfer our merit to our beloved ones for their happiness and achievement of enlightenment. Page 26, Soeko-ge. Gannishi kudoku, yodo sei sai toho chubo daishi no yonna toku. We we aspire for these merits and virtues to be equally bestowed upon all, and may we together develop the aspiration for enlightenment to achieve birth in the Pure Land and bliss. Peace and bliss. Junen. 東照十年 ナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダブナムアミダナムアミダブチュナムアミダブ page 7, Nenbutsu Amida Buddha surrounds all men and all forms of life with infinite love and compassion. Particularly does he send forth loving thoughts to those in suffering and sorrow, to those in doubt and ignorance, to those who are striving to attain truth, and to those whose feet are standing close to the great change called death. Amida Buddha sent forth oceans of wisdom, mercy, and love. Namu Amida. ありがとうございます。Thank you very much. マヤさん、それからジェフさん、Thank you very much. Yeah, today, yeah, not less than 1 hour. So I try to speak less, and I have a website, koloajodomission.com. I started the Jodo Mission website in 2012, and then I enjoy writing from time to time as a blog, so you can find maybe interesting article at my YouTube. So thank you very much for watching this YouTube, and thank you very much for spending your precious time to join in the service. I do really appreciate. ありがとうございます. Thank you very much. And then so today maybe kind of talking about this and that, but when I should ありがとうございます. Yeah. Yeah, I should write down what I talk so you can easily understand what I mean. So, and then yeah, today was kind of busy because long time I didn't make sushi, but this morning, usually when normal time, every Sunday I make sushi, so that was very natural. But since I think May 7, no, not May, March. I think March 7 was the last time I made sushi. No, March 15. 15. Yeah, I think no, much. Yeah, I think almost 2 months I never make sushi, so it kind of take time. Yeah, I want to deliver sushi. So anyway, thank you very much. Please have a happy Mother's Day and safety, and thank you very much. ありがとうございます。すみません、ありがとうございます。